Hi, everybody. My name is Amanda, and I'm with Silver Linings for Seniors. As always, today I am joined by Margo Arrowsmith, one of our counselors at Silver Linings. Margo, how are you today?
I'm just fine, Amanda. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So today we kind of wanted to talk about Mental Health Awareness Month. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we just wanted to talk about ending the stigma and how counseling can be seen as something that's kind of scary or off-putting. And we just wanted to normalize it and bring awareness around that. So Margo, do you have anything to add to that, or what are some tips around normalizing the mental health stigma?
Well, for the age group that we work with, which is basically people over 60, they grew up at a time when the stigma around therapy was really huge. I mean, that's something that, crazy people did, or that was something that was done by people who couldn't solve their own problems. And there was a lot of stigma. So I think when talking with an older person, whether it be your aunt or your father, if you feel that it would be something that would help them, you want to be careful not to use the word therapy. I think that counselor is a much more acceptable term. Whenever I have a new person in the office, or when I've gotten a referral and I'm calling them up to set up an appointment, I always say counselor. I never say therapist. Now, some of them, because there are people, of course, of our generation who have been in therapy. If they use the word therapy, that's fine. But if not, I really like the word counselor better. I think it's less threatening, and they're then more able to hear what you feel, or the counselor is more able to tell them what the work can do for them. Because they haven't said this, oh my God, therapy.
And I think that that's good for even sons and daughters and referral sources to keep in mind too, when they're relaying that information back to the client who maybe needs the counseling, to use some of those buzzwords, because they, like you said, they do sound a lot less threatening. And actually another word that we could use is coaching, because that is exactly what you do, right?
Exactly. That's a good word also. And one of the things, again, like if you're a child and you're suggesting to your parent or your aunt or uncle or whoever that they've been depressed or whatever, one of the things that I often tell people also is that the good thing about a counselor, you have lots of friends, you have family, you can tell them all these things. The good thing about a counselor is that we don't have an emotional investment. And what that means is, for instance, if you could go into a counselor and say, oh my God, my husband drove me nuts today. And if someone says that to me, I put it into context, and I know that exactly what happened is they drove you nuts today, and that it's something that we can talk about, but I'm not going to hold this thing in my head about the husband. If you say that to your best friend is like, oh my God, what a louse. And the next day you may not feel that way, but you put that thought in your friend's head.
I've never thought about that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, that works. And people like to hear that. I mean, that really is one of the safeties of therapy is that you can say whatever you want without the fear that the person you're talking to is then going to hold it against whoever you're talking about, because you may not it.
At the end of the day, therapy is a judgment-free zone.
Exactly.
And being mentally ill or having some issues around your mental health or wanting to get that figured out, that we will never judge you for that. You should never feel any sense of shame reaching out.
And it isn't just judgment-free for you, the person who's sitting in the chair. It's also judgment-free for the people you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that, I think sometimes for people, that's even more important. They're less concerned about themselves being judged than they are somebody who they are having a problem with, because then they're afraid. I hear this a lot. It's like, now, they're really a good person. I'm like, well, of course they are. Because again, I'm not so emotionally involved in that person's immediate happiness, so that I don't have to hold on to this, plus which I have 35 years of experience, and I know that everybody has their good and bad. So it's judgment free also for the person you're talking about.
I think that's great. And, you know, let's continue to have this conversation. Let's continue to normalize this stigma. As we know, the older demographic, there is a bit of a stigma, like you said. So let's all use the hashtag mental health awareness, since, you know, it is May. You know, as far as next week, these videos, how they're evolving, please reach out to us and let us know what you want us to talk about. Next week, we'll probably do more of a check-in about how we're all doing during COVID. Are you still holding up, Margo?
I'm here. I'm here. And I have some hints for you next week.
Okay.
If you don't have any other questions that I can talk about next week. So
okay,
tune in.
perfect.
We'll get that.
Yes, everybody please tune in next week. Be sure to comment and subscribe. But is there anything else you want to add?
Not for today. I think just remember, as you know, it was your words, Amanda, judgment-free zone, but it's judgment-free for everybody, not just the client, but it's judgment-free for the people that the clients are talking about.
I love that. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye. Bye.